day 76, the 15th of June. I feel absolutely awful this morning, so dehydrated. I didn't get any water in the night because everywhere was closed and reception didn't have any, so stupidly forgot to buy water. Now I feel like absolute crap. I've had this feeling before when I cycled to Wales and I ate a pizza. Next morning I woke up with all the salt. I just felt like I had loads and loads and loads to drink the night before and it was like extremely hungover, but I haven't had a beer in weeks. Anyway, got to dry all the clothes. It's all still very, very wet, but got a hairdryer. So here begins the hairdrying. Well, first puncture. It's a slow puncture, but it's definitely going down. It was really far down on the road earlier. Pumped it up loads, so it's going to have to come off and be replaced. I can't find the puncher at the moment, but I think the best thing is put a new inner tube in, and then when I stop at the end of the day, I can look at the old inner tube, find out where the puncher is, and repair it properly, and then let it set. I've checked around the inside of the wheel and on the outside of the tyre, and I can't find any holes or sharp object. I didn't get to have breakfast this morning, and I hadn't seen a petrol garage for the last 30 kilometres, but just found one and eat some food. Bike's outside. Strange little like restaurant place. It's a bit windy, but look at this view. Fighting with the wind to keep the camera still. It's like lovely architecture of the buildings. So, I've just arrived in Gorey, found Martin again. Gonna stay here and have a beer and do some touristy things. This is the town that Stalin was born in and grew up in, so we're gonna go and see the Stalin Museum. It's a Georgian War Memorial. This place has a lot of stuff to look at. The War Museum just there, the War Memorial just there, and Stalin's Museum is somewhere down here. And I've lost Martin. I come in here to find Martin's on the phone, trying to get directions to the post office. I leave him for 2 minutes and he's now on the phone to someone's relative. Come to see the museum about Stalin.
Today most of them they keep in Russia these masks. The one we keep in Georgia, number 6. Now I want to show you this one. When was opened this building, they also gave a small part of its presence to this museum. This one was made with sand. They press the sand, but they did not use model of Kremlin. This one is lamp. We have also this one. Stalin's name we could read only from this way. Righteous from Holland. There was written Stalin's name as a Giuseppe Stalin. And you could also code of Stalin, which in the Stalin prefers military uniform. Picture mosaic of Stalin. You could see the first office of Stalin. He used this one after he became the leader of Soviet Union, and in 1985 they also brought this furniture here from Russia. They also placed the original Persian carpet, which was in the train of Stalin. There's also 2 telephones which used in different periods and so on. Mahmoud visited chefs with interesting faces, and his favorite cigarette Herzegovina floor. An ashtray from England, books on life of Charles Darwin, and there's also student ID of the second one.
So is this the critical area of Stalin now, is it? That was the positive, this is now the critical.
Yes, here we can talk about everything here. They also liked Stalin very much. Later on we became independent. Part by part they also began criticize Stalin. Old generation like him, new generation they don't. But
sure.
So in the capital city, most people criticize Stalin. Mm-hmm. In this town, I don't know though. It also depends where people are and what they also remember about Soviet Union and
sure.
Stalin and so on. So, as I told you, everything in Soviet Union were controlled by secret police. Their offices they had under wonderful buildings, and it was at the end of dark corridors, these offices. So it's also interesting that's why we made here such kind of imitation, and we also placed here pictures from real documents. For example, here was written also name, reason, and decision. So this is a reason, and here was written one word, decision. Here was written killed, shoot, and at the end 3 persons signed it. Jail where they kept the prisoners. And jail was full, so there was no space to sit down or to lay down for them.
2008?
Yes, 2008, and this war also happened in August, and it's also known as the 5 days of August.
The 5 days
Of August,
Of August.
because during that 5 days in Georgia died 400 persons, and it's also interesting, it happened in this town, and for example, we also placed here the parts of bombs which we also found on the area of the museum.
Area of the museum you
Yes,
found these bombs?
That's why we decided to place these things here. So in 1953 it was the year when Stalin died, and you could see here now all the people who came back from Siberia and different republics of Soviet Union. In old version in Soviet Union, the documents they wrote about 4 million people who the government arrested during that period, but among them 1 million they killed and 3 million they sent to Siberia. They also destroyed 14,000 churches on the area of Soviet Union. So we also keep here some letters on the wall, and it's also interesting that political prisoners in Soviet Union, they could not send the letters from Siberia, and that's why we decided to make this kind of letters where we wrote their names and which part they are from. So this is the real names of the people, but these Georgian people, but beside them we also people from different nationalities. This is a real house where he was born, and this is a real place.
So they built the museum around his house. Wow.
In the first room there lived owner of this house, but to the next room lived Stalin's family, and down was his father's workshop using which. So you know that his father was shoemaker. The train of Stalin with several carriages, such like this, but this one they made more than 100 years ago in St. Petersburg. Later they also made it bulletproof, and the weight after this became 83 tons. And the kitchen is also all fridge, samovar, and so on. So after the kitchen we got the communication room, then security deposit, important figures of.
They even have a bath on the train, wow. Bath and a shower. Even for 100 years ago, it still seems quite luxurious. I tell you the speed of the train.
Clock stops.
Air conditioning.
First for the Soviet Union.
And have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Today's hostel room, it's huge, but it's just me and Martin that's in this room. Standard, you turn up somewhere and this is all of yours. It's a nightmare to pack. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on Twitter, @TomOnTwitter. What's the sketchiest moment so far? Yesterday, cycling along a road, I'm on one side going forward and traffic coming the other way towards me. So there's one lane for each direction. About 100 metres in front of me, a big 4x4 overtakes a lorry coming towards me. And he has enough space to get in front of the lorry, but he decides he's going to continue and overtake the next 3 cars in front of that space. He was going so fast that the engine wasn't making the normal noise. It was in the highest gear possible. It was going. He continues to overtake those 3 cars as I become level with those 3 cars moving in the opposite direction. And at the last minute, he looks towards me and his eyes, well, the only way to describe it is he went, as he realised, shit, I'm going to hit this cyclist now. There was nowhere for me to go. For some reason, I just stopped right on the edge of the road. I pulled my arm in, thinking that my minimal injury would be getting hit by the wing mirror. If I only got hit by the wing mirror, that would be a good outcome. And the wing mirror of this big 4x4 missed me by maybe 2 inches. Literally not even exaggeration. The air just straight past me, and in that moment I honestly thought I was going to get hit by this car. There was nowhere else for me to go. He didn't stop, slow down, nothing. The cars he was going past didn't move because they couldn't. And I don't know, I actually stood there on the road for a while like, wow, how have I not been injured by this? I cannot believe it. And it's fair to say that I was very creative in what I said to this gentleman who was driving past me. And the last question from @Katie Jameson: any random acts of kindness and what's been the best one basically so far? Turkey was just a completely different world. You would get offered food every single day. I was turning down offers at one point. I was given an apartment for the evening that had a swimming pool that overlooked the beach, and I was with 2 other guys at the time we were travelling, and this Turkish couple basically just said follow us, took us to this apartment and let us stay there. They didn't know our names, they didn't know what we were doing, they didn't know where we were from, they didn't know anything about us. It literally all started from us just going, do you know where there's a good place to camp? And when we got to the apartment, the partner basically said, how long would you like to stay? 1 week, 2 weeks? No money, nothing like that. And then that evening they then bought us dinner. That same day is my second random act of kindness moment, because basically that day I had breakfast for free, lunch for free and dinner for free. So yeah, that day was probably the most amazing day. But in Romania, a Romanian GP let me stay in his house. You know, there's been so many moments. In France, an old elderly lady let me stay in a flat with her for the evening. But I think Turkey as a whole, hospitality is just another level there. It's in their culture. So we now run this hostel because the owner has gone out for birthday celebrations. So this is now our house.
Comes better.
Martin started the cooking. The evening has become better, yeah. Martin started the cooking. The famous Martin, 1 bag of pasta, which should serve about 5 people, is going to do 2. I've missed this cooking though. This is going to be a big meal.